Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Pigment Playtime. So this is a little series I'm doing here on my channel, looking at colours and pigments and sort of seeing how they mix with other ones and experimenting with different variations of the same colour or pigment. So today I'm looking at a dark warm blue. This is my favourite blue to use ever. It is always the one that I mix with the most and is often on my palette and always used. So I'm going to be looking at 4 different colours and pigments. Each blue definitely deserves that name of that dark warm blue. And all of them that I'm testing here are really beautiful in their own way and also slightly different from each other. I don't personally feel that it's worth having all 4 on your palette. I would pick one and go with it. So the first one here is Prussian Blue. My one here is from Rembrandt and that pigment number is PB27. It is an extremely intensely pigmented blue and it's semi-transparent. It's highly staining and has quite a large drying shift. What this means is that the colour will change as it dries and it can dull down quite a lot once dry. It will also lose that electric blue colour. You can see how intense it is by the colour of my water. The full chemical name for Prussian Blue is hydrous ferric ferrocyanide ferroammonium ferrocyanide. Very long word. The next colour that I'm testing is my favourite one of the lot, and this is Indigo Blue, PB60. This one is by Old Holland and they've labelled it Delft Blue. Its chemical name is amphicrone potassium hydroxide. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The next one along is Indigo, synthetic indigo. This one is from Jackson's, and I believe that's a mix of phthalo blue and a black pigment. And the very last one on this list is a handmade watercolour by myself, and this is Genuine Indigo. This is Natural Blue 1. It's a very deep, dark colour. You could almost say it's like an earthy blue, because it is that deep and that sort of black when it dries. It's made from a plant pigment and is not highly light fast. The colour is not fugitive, but it will fade if exposed to sunlight. I think ATSM rated it about a 4 on the scale of light fastness, so it will fade a little bit. So on to the colour mixing, and I will talk about the blues as I mix. And I'm mixing them with a few colours that I normally have and keep on my palette and use regularly. The first one is PY3, a lemon yellow. The next one is a warm yellow. Sometimes it will be a quinacridone gold, such as a P049 or a hue. The next one is cadmium red, PR108. The next colour is Burnt Sienna, which is PBR7. And then we have a magenta, which is PR122. So I'm going to start first with the Prussian Blue. Now Prussian Blue is not always light fast, it does have some light fast issues. It does fade a little bit. It varies by brand, but from what I can see, the better brands are Winsor & Newton, appears to be the best from tests I've seen on handprint.com. And the Rembrandt one that I have here is quite good and doesn't fade too much either. The fading of the paint does fade rather than deepen, which can happen with Lightfast issues. The Prussian Blue does mix really nice, deep, rich greens. It makes quite a deep, valued violet colour when mixed with a red. And then when mixed with a burnt sienna, it makes a kind of a muddy colour. It doesn't neutralise very well. And with magenta, it makes a nice light violet colour. The problem with all these blues is they are very strongly pigmented and intense. It's very easy to overpower a mix with any of them. So, the Indamp for Own Blue, this one by Old Holland, is my favourite one of all of them, as I've said. It's a lot more Lightfast than Prussian Blue, and the tests from handprint.com agree with this as well. I believe the Old Holland version is the deepest and darkest version of the pigment that's out there, that's been tested, I think. And this one is definitely better at mixing sort of darker colours and more neutral colours. As you can see with the burnt sienna, it makes a nice neutral grey. Good greens, not quite as good greens as the Prussian Blue, but still satisfactory ones. It also makes two nice purples, a muted one and a bright one. The Indigo is going to be heavily staining as well, and as it's too pigmented, it's going to have properties of both the pigments available, so it's going to have quite an electric blue undertone and be quite bright and good at mixing some greens. And it's also going to have that black in it that's going to dull things down and make them dark. It shouldn't make any muddy mixes, and its mixes do compare to the other blues that I've just tried. Just a quick reminder, I'd like to give a shout out to my Patreon page, which I am updating quite regularly now, and I will leave a scan of this swatch card on that page as well if you want to go check that out. It's all available for $1 a month for the swatchings. Now, as you can see here, the Indigo is making quite a nice violet. The greens are pretty good as well, and the neutrals are pretty fair. It's quite a middle pigment between the two. It's not as deep and as dark as the other two, but that's because it has that phthalo in it that brightens it up. And lastly, the natural Indigo is completely different from the other two in how it behaves with the other pigments. The green mixed with a light yellow or cool yellow is pretty good, but the one with a warm yellow is definitely quite earthy and the earthiest of all four of the colours. It has quite an earthy violet as well, and it makes an okay neutral. Now, as you can see here, after it's all dried, because all of the blues here have quite a huge drying shift, all of the mixes have lost quite a lot of saturation. This is why watercolourists will paint in many layers to build up that saturation of colour. Yes, okay, it may have more of a colour shift than say ultramarine or a straight up phthalo blue, but I feel the colour is a lot prettier than both and a lot more sustainable in terms of it doesn't granulate and it doesn't really have any issues with it, and it doesn't vary too much between manufacturers. It's pretty stable between all of them. So let me know if you like this video by hitting the thumbs up button or leaving a small comment down below. It would really help. If you are looking to get any of the blues used in this video, I will leave a link down to all of them down in the description bar where you can pick them up, along with the colours I mixed it with. The links below are affiliate links, and every little bit goes towards helping this channel with no extra charge to you. I just get a small commission out of each purchase you make. I hope you found this informative and interesting, as I did mixing it. So hopefully I will see you all back here for the next episode of this series, and I'm going to put them all into a little playlist, so if you want to watch them all together, you can do it if you missed the last few. So thank you again for watching, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care, and bye bye. While you're here, please consider subscribing to my channel or checking out my other videos. Thank you.